Hey, Dr. Ray, welcome to Ingredients for a Better Life, episode 4. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
I did, Jay. I had a great Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for everything that we have down here. How about you?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, just shaking off that L-tryptophan and trying to, get back into it. It's always a bit of a struggle after Thanksgiving, but everything is good. Thanks for asking.
Uh-huh. Depending on that A1C is whether or not you can dip into those pies, right? Because with
Yeah,
the holidays coming up, that's one of those biomarkers that you get from the biomarker report card. And then we have patients this last couple of weeks, and I told them, if the A1C is under 5.0, go ahead and take some bites, right? If
well,
you're over 5.5, then probably maybe stay away. So it's a good indicator of what you can and cannot do during the holidays.
I take one of your tips, and if I go and overdo it or I have something bad, I just follow it up with something good like a handful of nuts or an avocado or something like that and not beat myself up too bad about it.
Good
So,
thinking, Jay. Right? If you, within that 3 hour window, as long as you get enough in to
yeah,
offset some of the bad choices, you're going to even out in the long run.
that's it. So, let me ask you a question. I had a question come up during one of the assessments, and someone asked me, he says, okay, look, I know I have hereditary hair loss. I have it in my family, my mom, my dad, my brothers. Why should I go ahead? I don't have PPO insurance. Why should I go ahead and spend, 600, $650 when I know I have hereditary hair loss? So that'll get me 6 months on keeps or hims or something.
Good question, Jay. Why should I get blood work when I already know I have genetic hair loss? Well, we have the treatment for genetic hair loss, and we have the only treatment for genetic hair loss. So that's number one, why I would get my blood work done. Number two, 20% of men have two enzyme defects, and you would have a side effect if you get treated with a keeps or a hims, looking to treat you with the same Band-Aid, the same molecule to treat everybody's condition. So that's not going to work. And number two, the molecule they use, finasteride, lasts for about 6 hours. Nobody's taking it 4 times a day, and no one understands what their protein levels are. So there's a lot more to get the blood work done that you can actually learn. But more importantly, you're going to get the research and the 20 years worth of clinical data that our research team has that gives you optimal ranges of all of the hormones inside your body. And I don't think you can find that anywhere else in the world.
And also, too, let's just touch on the dosing is important as well, because if you don't dose it right, it could actually be counterproductive. Isn't that right?
Well, you're making a mess when you don't know what to do. So the goal is always for any client, Jay, that's really wants to do the right thing and wants to protect their body and sees their body as a temple. I think they're going to get the blood work, and we haven't had any problems once people come in and get the blood work done. They actually say, "Thank you very much. I learned so much about my body. I wish I had learned even earlier." So people that are coming in their 40s and 50s wish they had come in their 20s, and the young people in their 20s are learning so much. They're going to have a great optimal health future.
Yeah, I use an analogy that, you kind of have to go in and, your body's like a car or like a machine. You need to readjust it every few years or so you can keep it like your car's alignment, right? You got to keep that in alignment. You got to keep your body in alignment so it doesn't go out. So it's kind of same thing to stop, check in, get your blood checked, see what it's always area for improvement, no matter how well you're doing, or you think you're doing. So, and to address it and move on. And I think a lot of people are really stoked about their increased vitality moving into their older years. And whereas the hair regrowth, it's a nice, healthy side effect, they say, or a nice, healthy benefit, but they're more stoked about their energy levels, their increased brain function, their increased libido, and all that kind of stuff too. So, um,
Absolutely, Jay. We create a capsule that just doesn't inhibit DHT to help hair loss. We actually turn that DHT molecule into the free testosterone molecule to give you back, as you mentioned, vitality. So that's something you can do with precision. The molecules we use aren't just those molecules you mentioned. We have the natural essential amino acids, methionine, lysine. We've got quercetin that's found in the onion. We've got ascorbic acid. So there's a lot more good stuff inside that capsule. So I think people that really care about their body and care about their health are seeking Stop and Regrow, and they're finding us and they're learning a lot. And I think they're having a good time experiencing how their body feels once they're in an optimal nutrition standpoint, as well as an optimal hormonal standpoint.
Yeah, I'm glad you touched on that last part because I wanted to just kind of dovetail on that as well. There's a lot of ingredients in the food supply system these days that we can't get easily. If people are, presenting a deficiency in one of those areas, you can also put that into your capsule. Isn't that correct?
Absolutely, Jay. So we've trademarked that Nettle Essentials. So a lot of people are using natural supplements and a lot of different amino acids and vitamins. So our research team scoured all the research articles and found every molecule that would work. We found the exact percentages and the dosages of each ingredient that would fit inside a capsule. And we put that into your daily capsule. Most people's capsules, Jay, are filled with 99% fillers. We don't have fillers. We're full of the good stuff that your body needs. As you alluded to, essential means your body cannot make it and you must get it from a supplement source. So you might as well get it from the supplement that has the other things inside to protect your body and to optimize your internal hormonal chemistry. And
just to underline that one thing that you said there is that what you're really paying for is for the years of research, and it's not like it's not like you're making money on the lab work. All that money goes to the lab, and so the tests, they would be even more expensive if you didn't have people go through through you. So, I mean, it's not like you're making money on the labs. The lab's making the money on the labs, and what people need to realize is they're paying for those years of research to develop those biomarkers.
Absolutely, Jay. So the biomarker, where do the optimal ranges come from? They come from 20 years worth of data in history taking, tying your nutrition to the molecular hormonal chemistry inside your body. So all of that data piles in to make our optimal ranges that you will not find in the lab. That's found inside our network. So we have the optimal ranges for all of the biomarkers. So you're paying the labs for the lab to do the lab analysis, and then the interpretation comes from the doctors that work with us. But the real value comes from the research and all the data that we put in to create the optimal ranges over time. The first bottle, I tell people, costs $150,000. That was the bottle that I built for myself. So if $150,000, if your hair is not worth $150,000, you're probably not going to seek precision medicine. But if it is, which it was for me, and there's a handful of us out there, it doesn't cost $150,000 anymore. Jay, you can get it for $100 to $200 a month.
So now I'll give the viewers an opportunity to drop down into the comment section to ask any questions that they have, or anything they want answered in the future.
Absolutely, Jay. I'd love to answer some of their questions and have a live session where they could actually ask me these tough questions. They don't have to wait for the appointment to come into the office. They can ask some of those questions that have been eating at them. And as you mentioned, CRISPR, we can definitely talk about CRISPR. We're molecular scientists, and CRISPR is a molecule. We've known about it for about 22 years. So nothing new to us, but a molecule going inside a body to split a gene where it's always been split is not going to change a hair loss, and it's not going to precisely edit a gene inside the body when you don't even know what the gene is or how the gene works inside the body.
Thanks for your time, Dr. Ray, and we'll check in with you next week.
You got it. Thank you for putting together this show, Jay, and I think it's helping a lot of people. So thank you.
All right. Take care of yourself. We'll talk soon.
You got it.